Here's an education policy question. Should the #1 spending state and the #1 spending country be paying even more for its schools?
Definitely. I mean, the people that go to school are the ones who are going to run this country in the future, so I believe it's really, really important.
Really, I think they should spend more on the classrooms, like on the kids and stuff like that.
Yes, definite. I work in the school and I know.
But how much are we spending right now? I wanted people to guess, and I spotted them that an average teacher in Patterson's JFK High School makes $55,000. But what else is there? To get total classroom spending, you've also got to include the teacher's benefits, as well as the costs for the cafeteria staff, librarians, gym teachers, and administrators. In other words, the overhead. So $55,000 for the teacher's salary. If you add the overhead on top of that, what's the total spending per classroom?
I say about 90 grand.
Maybe 85 or 90,000
Per classroom.
per classroom.
Probably even over 100.
Turns out it's all online for every public school at the Department of Ed website. You can just multiply spending per student by the number of students per class. So if you do that at, say, JFK High School in Patterson, it turns out the taxpayers are paying over $313,000 per classroom.
Wow. Where's all that money going?
That's a lot of money based on per classroom. Then the classroom should be excellent.
My question is it really going all into that class?
That leaves $258,000 in every JFK classroom going somewhere besides the teacher's salary. You see, the old story was that urban schools were all underfunded because of a low tax base. But New Jersey changed all that. Starting in 1985, the New Jersey Supreme Court passed a series of decisions known as Abbott cases, which directed billions of state dollars into the 31 poorest districts. So now New Jersey's poorest towns spend much more than the state average. That means JFK High School is far from alone. Here's the classroom spending in 10 other New Jersey towns.
The more you pay, the better you feel. 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 All you want, it's a wonderful deal. The more you pay, the better you feel.
In the 31 districts in general, there is not a lot of oversight. And for the last decade, they have spent $30 billion in just these 31 districts. But you have very little to show for it. The money goes to these districts, and it disappears down a rat hole somewhere, and it doesn't go to the classroom, and no one is held accountable.
We've got to think of some other solutions, because throwing money at the problem isn't working, and that as an option is coming to an end. So there's almost a sense of the worse we do, the more money we get.
If anybody can tell me that all of the billions of dollars that we have spent in Camden has made one bit of difference in the lives of those kids, they're lying to you.
A lot of people think of teachers' salaries and overall education spending as the same thing. If you're for raising one, you must be for raising the other. But like we saw at JFK High, the secret is that in many schools, 90 cents of every dollar goes to things besides the teachers' salaries.
We were paying, many of our janitors and custodians 6 figures, and that we were billing $1.6 million in overtime costs to our custodians.
Administrative costs are just so high. It's obscene, and all kinds of teacher aides who don't show up. There are so many low-show jobs because nobody's watching the shop.
In Newark, for example, we have, I think, well over 400 administrators making more than $100,000 a year. That's extraordinary, and it's wasteful and needs to stop.
All these people who are making big money, and they're not affecting our students' lives, and they're not teaching, and they're doing paperwork of which they are overqualified and overcompensated for. And yet they're tenured. And so it's not as if, you let them go and give those duties to a secretary or a clerk. And it's crazy.